Alright. Cool. I think my computer's working today. I had done this yesterday, and I had a 50-minute video talking about this, and turns out that my webcam was breaking, and I used my webcam as my microphone as well, so yeah, a lot of it wasn't recorded and a lot of it was cut out. So instead of editing that video and taking forever, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do a quick live real quick. It's not gonna be anything I'm normally used to, but here we go. Hello, my name is Halal Ernie. This is PictureThisNewMedia, and today we're going to be going over today's new comic book day, my recommendations for today. First off, we'll be starting with this first row. I go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com to find out a lot of what's coming out every week. They don't really do a phenomenal job of keeping up with the trade paperbacks, but the singles, they do. So with the first one, this first row, we got The Flash, issue number 799. I'm going to skip that one. Granny Knows Best does not look at all interesting. Not interesting to me. Next up, we got Batman and Superman World's Finest by DC. I'll recommend that one to Batman and Superman fans, but I'm not going to personally pick that up. X-Men number 22, they have lost the plot there, so I am not going to recommend this one. Same with Wonder Woman. Venom property, though, that I do recommend is issue number 19 of Venom. I don't know what I said there. A comic book I do recommend is issue number 19 of Venom. They have Eddie, Dylan working in this kind of cool team together, and yeah, it's really cool. It's really interesting. Next up, and it looks like Gold Goblin's going to be making an appearance here. I'll be honest, I haven't caught up with how far this is, but let's see. Like, I'm at issue number, what is it? I'm like at issue number 10 right now. I have a lot to catch up on. In this issue, a new symbiote enters the fray after a brutal battle with okay, so Gold Goblin was in last issue. Cool, glad to know. But yeah, definitely I recommend Venom. This one's actually really good, considering the state of Marvel at this time. It's good to see something that's a little crazy and a little intense, a little violent, coming from Marvel Comics. Next up is Hulk Annual, issue number 1. Nothing too crazy here. It is $4.99, cheaper than a lot of other specials. We've got these two writers. I'm not familiar with them, but it's Giganto versus the Hulk, or Hulk. So I'll recommend that to Hulk fans. Probably be a good little buy, a good collector's, but I'm personally not interested in it. Superman number 4, I haven't heard anything good or bad on this one. I believe this is the original Superman, not the bisexual one, and so there isn't very much identity politics in this at all. So if you want a good old-fashioned story, this one probably way better than any of the son of Superman, whatever his name was. I think John Kent. I completely forgot. Next up is X-Force, issue number 40. Like I said, X-Men has completely lost the plot. I won't recommend them for a long time. Fantastic Four. I never really been a Fantastic Four fan, so not really interested. Let me know if I'm missing out on this though. She-Hulk issue number 13. It looks like they have, oh, I forgot her name. Wildcat, I believe. Hellcat. Still not good enough to keep me interested. Hard pass. Next up is Dawn of DC Titans. Now this one I pulled and I am very interested in. We've got Raven there in the background with Starfire and Beast Boy and Cyborg. We also got the Flash though, and Robin's been replaced with Nightwing. And we got Donna Troy, which I've never heard of. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get this issue, and especially if we get this Starfire pin-up. But yeah, I am a little worried about the story though. There's been some reviews already left there, and it's not that great. I'm not gonna read the spoilers, but yeah, not really compelling. I gotta read this later, but yeah, we'll see. I'll give it a personal review myself. Next up is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 6 by Marvel Comics, hard pass. Next up is Catwoman. Now I do recommend this to Miles Morales fans, but not really that interested in it. Carnage fans, even though I'm a Carnage fan, I don't know. Let me check. Carnage Reigns Part 2. I don't know. I think I might pick this up. We'll see. I love Carnage, so I just know that he's gonna get beat here though. So yeah, not interested in seeing Carnage get beat. Next up is Catwoman issue number 55 by DC Comics. This is after the Punchline series, so I'm not really too interested in it, but it might not be that bad, so I'll recommend it to Catwoman fans. The Avengers issue number 1. I'm gonna do a hard pass. I made a big ol' argument on this one. That isn't Falcon. There's nobody good on here. There's Captain America or Miss America or whatever her name is. God, Captain Marvel, Captain America, Scarlet Witch. These legacy characters are god awful, and they've ruined them. But it seems there's a lot of support, but it's just not for me at all. I don't know. Yeah, not for me. Let me know if I'm missing out though. I just don't see him as Captain America, and I find her and the Scarlet Witch absolutely repulsive. Next up is House of Slaughter issue number 15 by Boom Studios. Now this one is a really good story, and if you want like a gay story without the identity politics and being preached at and constantly being told you're a bad person because you don't align with them, then this one's for you, because it has a really interesting love story with zero identity politics in it. There's not a hint of it. It's just a person who so happens to be gay. He doesn't make that his whole identity. The book doesn't revolve around it. It's just, it is what it is. I really like the story. It doesn't bother me, and it's completely terrifying. The concept, the way that the plot, the ghosts that they hunt. Yeah, the houses that they're grown up in, the terror that is unleashed upon them when they're groomed to be killing machines. Basically, it's they have to bond with an evil spirit to protect them, but that evil spirit can destroy you. It's a really good story. Highly recommend. Batgirls, in comparison, though, hard pass. Gunslinger Spawn, I can't recommend enough. It's one of my favorite comic book characters. He's like a Venom, but for Image Comics, and this one is one of the weakest ones of the Spawn characters, but he makes up for that with really, 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 really smart, intelligent, very tactical. He knows what he's doing. Basically, he knows how to plan a lot better than the other Spawns. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 2. I'll recommend this one to Guardians of the Galaxy fans. I'm going to skip on this, but I don't know, it might be interesting to some people, but I'm gonna pass. Next up is, I miss the old team. Next up is Captain America, Sentinel Liberty. Sentinel Liberty. I have no idea what's going on with this. Not really my thing, though. I'm not a Captain America fan, so I'm not going to recommend it. Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow. Not interested in it. Yeah. Next up is Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Yeah, I'm not going to recommend this. Batman, Brave and the Bold. There seems to be mixed hype about this. This is what I'm getting concerns about, is they canceled an old, another series to relaunch Brave and Bold, and they didn't like that because they liked the other series better. It's got good ratings though for the fans that did buy it. It's got good writers, but just seems like a waste of money, to be honest. A cash grab. Next up is, it might not even be canon either. Next up is Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue number 34. Hard pass. Little Monsters. I am gonna get the trade paperback this one, and I recommend, if you haven't gotten, if you're not familiar with this, obviously it'd be hard to start at number 13. I recommend catching up. It's about kids that are vampires, and they grow up in this town. They don't know they're vampires. They're raising themselves. It's absolutely insane. Basically, they protect themselves. They have little cliques. Yeah. Next up is Ice Cream Man issue number 35. I do recommend this one to Ice Cream Man fans. This is more of a fan thing because it's got a book of the monsters. It's like a bestiary. Next up is The Walking Dead issue number 63. I don't know how this thing's still kicking, but if you're a Walking Dead fan, I recommend it. Red Goblin by Marvel Comics. I recommend this one to the Goblin. Like, if you like any of the Green Goblin or Gold Goblin stuff, this is way better than Gold Goblin, and it incorporates a lot of old Norman and from like the original Spider-Man kind of stuff. It's really interesting, and he gets infused with the symbiote. So yeah, that's really cool. It's like a Venom Goblin. Next up is Black Adam issue number 11, hard pass. Next up is Cyborg issue number 1 by DC Comics. I might get this one, but I don't know. It's not really that interesting to me, and a lot of people are saying that that Cyborg is hard to carry on his own, and the writer is very inexperienced. Seems to be very inexperienced in comics. I'll just say that. experience in comics. So yeah, definitely not something I'm looking forward to. I'm probably gonna take this off my pull list. I took a day to think about that. Next up is Dawn of DC Primer. Oh, okay, that one's get that if you want. It's free. The Vigil issue number 1. This one's got a really interesting story. The shipping vessel of Eastwind was taken captive by pirates and off the coast of Thailand 24 hours after the crew had been taken hostage before communications had been established. Their demands have been made. A crew reported unknown individuals and the bizarre claims of the crew. Once the pirates were taken out, so the pirates were taken out, and these metahumans took control. So pirate, yeah, I don't know. It's a black label. Is it a black label? No, it's not a black label. Okay, it's got a decent writer. There's some good and okay. I recommend this one. I'll recommend this one, but with caution. Next up is Predator issue number 3 by Marvel Comics. If you're a Predator fan, you might like this. I don't know. It's not interesting to me. Next up is Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis issue number 3. I am going to do a hard pass on this one. It's got the weak-ass Punisher on there. Same with Bloodline, Daughter of Blade. Next up is No One. It's about a group of vigilantes that are anonymous, basically, holding the rich and powerful accountable. I recommend this one. It's really good Image comic property, but it could be better. Not the best art. Next up is Danny Kretsch, Ghost Rider, issue number 1. It's basically an origin story of Ghost Rider. But it's got a good writer on there. That's Howard Mackey. That's like one of the old school writers. So I highly recommend this one. You won't be disappointed, especially if you're a Ghost Rider fan. Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 60. I recommend to kids and any Sonic fans. Just a typical Sonic the Hedgehog comic book. Next up is Dark Ride issue number 6. I don't I'll recommend this one to horror fans and people that like the scary monster type stories, but it's nothing too special, nothing out of the ordinary. Next up is Planet of the Apes issue number 2 by Marvel Comics. Now I don't know if these movie ones are like screen for screen, like redraws of the movie, or what. So buy at your own risk. Next up is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 108. I'm gonna skip it, but if you're a Power Rangers fan, you might like it. Star Wars High Republic. Let me know in the comments if I'm missing out on these High Republic ones. I'm adapting the new Star Wars to this, and this is a Dark Horse Comics property, so it might be better. Who knows? Better than Marvel's. Next up is Star Trek issue number 8. I'm gonna hard pass on this one. Let me know if I'm missing out though. The Seasons Have Teeth issue number 2. I'm gonna get this one. I got the first one. I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but the description had me really interested the first time, so I might get the second one. It's worth it. Next up is Maleficent by Disney's and Dynamite Entertainment. And it's a new story, so it's not like a rehashing of the movie or anything. Her realm is shrouded in darkness and evil. Full things go bump in the night. Her soul is cold and hardened by a lifetime of small-minded wanderers. seeking to steal her powers and satisfy their mortal greed. Her patience where sin, her mystical might grows. It is only a matter of time before she descends to the mountains and unleashes her horrible magics upon the powerless people. So yeah, this sounds really good comic book to get your kids into comics, or if you're just a personal fan of Maleficent yourself, this would be perfect for you. Check it out. Dynamite Entertainment always has really great artists, and the writers aren't too bad themselves sometimes. Next up is The Last Barbarians by Image Comics. I highly recommend this one. Good old-fashioned Skyrim type fighting. Next up is Earth Divers. I did a hard pass on that one. Very preachy. Hey, what's up? What's up, Socrates? Yeah, Earth Divers. Yeah, Star Trek has been failing people lately. Earth Divers is just a bunch of like preachy identity politics, where if we can go back in time and kill Christopher Columbus, we would do it, and it's ridiculous. Masters of the Universe, Dark Horse Comics. Let's see here. It's Tim Seeley. He's a lot better writer than that other guy. God, my brain is slow this morning. The guy that did the Masters of the Universe cartoon, yeah, he, I don't know, this one might be good to some of the Masters of the Universe fans, so I recommend definitely going back and checking it out. Yeah, Mudrack is pretty rough. Yeah, I haven't really seen any or read any Star Trek. I was more of a Star Wars fan, but my cousin taught me all about it, and from what I saw, I liked. But that was back more than 15 years ago. So when Hollywood was actually writing decent stories and not pandering to a bunch of people. Next up is Hexware, issue number 6 of Image Comics. This one's really good. It's, if you like anime with spirits going inside inanimate objects and inhabiting them, this one's really cool. She develops like witch powers. She survives a her body doesn't survive a terrorist attack, but her soul ends up in an AI robot. So that's really weird. Yeah, Star Wars is really awesome. It's just sad to see what they've turned into today. The Vampire Slayer, issue number 14 by Boom Studios. I recommend it as a generic vampire story. There's nothing really that stands out about it, but it's got a fan base that's got it going for 14 years. Or actually, never mind. It is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer one. Ooh, I sound like an idiot. Alright, yeah, this is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer one. I thought this was like a copy version of it. Cool. So if you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this one will definitely be good for you. It's got enough fans for it to go to 14 issues. Next up is Mosley, Boom Studios, issue number 4. This one I do regret not getting from the beginning, but whenever I miss out on the beginning and know that it's good, I usually get really happy getting the trade paperback version of it. It saves me money. Yeah, the Book of Boba Fett was just, they treated that actor so poorly. He hated working on there. He hated it. Yep. They should have kept it the hero's journey. Masquerade by Dark Horse Comics. This one looks a little not my style. Yeah, I don't know, this whole mask and orgy thing, it just isn't my thing. But Stranger Things, Tales from Hawkins is my thing. This one I got the issue number 1 of, and it's absolutely crazy. This one will be good if you got a teenager into video games and you want to get them into comic books and start getting them into reading. This one's a good transition. Round 1 fight. Joe, a mysterious new face in Infinity City, has become the hottest new player at the Roundhouse Arcade. Anyone can challenge him, but no one can win. But Joe's secret past is about to catch up with him with his most formidable challenge yet rolls into town, forcing Joe to combo his powers with a joystick, his fists, and his fighting family legacy. So it's like Chance at the arcade. I like Frank Frazetta's stuff. If you check out Image Comics and Opus and Dynamite Entertainment, usually they have a lot of really good fantasy tropes. Like this one from Ablaze Publishing, The Mighty Barbarians. They have like Red Sonja, Skyrim type of feel to it. A little bit of Dark Souls too. Yeah, definitely reminds me of the old Conan comics. Is this Ablaze Publishing Opus that does Frank Frazetta, and Dynamite Entertainment. They do a lot of pinups though, so you'll see like Vampirella, Red Sonja, Deja Thoris, and stuff, things like that. I think they even have the Tarzan IP. Red Room, Crypto Killers. This one I recommend. This one, if you're in, this one has a lot of gore. It's black and white, and it's just really edgy. It has a lot of modern things where they do, you know, the dark web and red rooms where they basically do disturbing things in rooms for money on a live stream. It's crazy that they made a comic book story like that. But yeah, this one's pretty good. I'm gonna get that one. Star Trek Echoes, issue number 1 by IDW. This one, there's not even a review, but it does look like the Star Trek fans might have a little hope for this one. It looks like a lot of legacy old characters are on there, so that one might be interesting actually for Star Trek fans. I'll recommend this one to Star Trek fans. This one's an Elvira and Monsterland. This one, I never really liked Elvira, but this one I'm gonna get because it's got a lot of the old vampires. Like it's got Count Chocula on there, the one from Sesame Street. It has Blackula, even the other cartoon serial one. Yeah, this one looks really interesting. I think Nosferatu's somewhere over there too. There he is. Yeah, Tarzan. Yeah, you'll like Dynamite Entertainment. You'll like it a lot. This company right here. They now have all the Red Sonja, Vampirella, Tarzan, all those IPs. I don't know if they have Conan though. I think Ablaze Publishing has Conan. Frank Miller presents Pandora. This one's a good fantasy element too. It's just got a little bit of a anime type art style. I do regret not getting this one. I do regret not getting this one from the start. I'm gonna have to pick up the trade paperback version of this one. Next up is Miss Truesdale and the Fall of Hyperborea. I can't read read that. This is from the world of Hellboy, so if you're a Hellboy fan, you're gonna like these little side mini stories. Immortal Sergeant, I don't like this one. It's not worth it. It's like a cheesy cocktail party girl boss comic book. Nothing fun about it. And after End, this tried to be something it's not. They tried to do like a Alice in Wonderland psychedelic thing, but it turned out really cheesy and convoluted. Nothing really interesting about it at all. Very generic. Good Deeds, Dark Spaces by IDW. Scott Snyder's Dark Spaces anthology returns, so it's a Scott Snyder type of thing. In search of a fresh start, teenager Cheyenne Collins and her mother Rebecca moved to St. Augustine, Florida, where they crossed paths with Jean McKnight, a disgraced big city journalist determined to pay her dues and rebuild her career with a fluff piece on this town's upcoming 450th anniversary celebration. When the quaint community's festivities give away to bloodshed, and Cheyenne is the sole witness, Jean begins an investigation, and the women find themselves at the heart of the supernatural conspiracy linked to St. Augustine's colonial past. Together they vow to expose the town's historical sins, but the deeper Jean digs, the less clear it becomes who is Cheyenne Collins. I don't know why I pulled this one. Seems a little silly, but it might be a good murder mystery with a little bit of a supernatural twist to it. Kind of like, I think I did it because it reminded me of like a movie, like I don't know why I chose this one. Yeah, I might give it a shot if I have extra funds. It sounds like an interesting story, but it also sounds stupid too. I don't know what I was thinking yesterday whenever I put those. Next up is Deja Torres. This is another fantasy element where she's it's like a little bit of old school with new school. She obviously has guns and she fights space aliens, but she has a boyfriend who looks like Conan, and he comes from Mars. So this one's really out there, but I really like the extreme stories. Kind of like Dune. This is more like a Dune type thing. Dune. The Giant Cockjew by Image Comics. I do recommend this one. It's got the writer from Deadpool in it, one of the writers, and it's got old school artists. It's really just a fun mayhem blood fest, and he wanted to experiment with drawing giant robots at the same time. So yeah, I do recommend this one just for the sheer insanity of it. Yeah, I really like Dune. World of Warcraft novels. Yeah, I've seen some old World of Warcraft comic books at my used bookstore here in my town. I think I should pick that up now that you mentioned that. The Mighty Barbarians by Ablaze Comics. This one's one of the ones that I do recommend for use. Kurtz is the writer of Barbaric. See, it's got an old. He does the genre. This one's really cool. The barbarians, they loot, they plunder, they conquer. It's what they do until now. Cole leads a brave band of warriors on a treacherous journey back to his homeland in search of information on mystical objects that will help him fight the enemy. But this only puts them on a longer, darker path to the heart of the underworld and into the clutches of Hades himself. Hades is a person in this one. Awesome. Fear of Red Planet. This one, I think they try to do like a Western type thing on Mars. This might be the last issue. Not really my thing, but Aftershock's a good company, so some people might like it. Just not really my thing. This one. Jinx, by Archie Horror. This is, I think it's going to be more than a one-shot. Basically, Jughead gets possessed, and they're gonna have to free him from the holds of Satan. And it's a little darker than what Archie is normally used to. But yeah, I really like this this character Jinx. And I don't remember her from those little tiny Archie books. But yeah, this one I do recommend. But I don't think everybody's gonna like this one like I like it. Sounds like cool barbarians fighting in hell. Yeah, definitely. That they're on their way there. They're on their way there. I gotta add you to my friends group for the tabletop. We play on Roll20. Next up is Orders and Outrage. This is another one of those fantasies in space. I don't remember if I got this one. But I am gonna get the trade paperback when it comes out. This might be a miniseries. Came out in March. Gene manipulation has always been solely for those who can afford the expensive prenatal treatments. Income determines status, and no more importantly, survival. If your genes have not been optimized, the order has no use for you. You are a non-essential, less than. To be eliminated. Yeah, I think I wanted to get this one, but I don't remember if I got it or not. I hope I did. I do recommend this one. Sounds absolutely crazy. These ones don't come to my comic book shop. This one does, but it's just a collection of stories. This one doesn't come. Red Sonja, Pearls Before Swine. This one's a $15 one. I don't really like the cosplay pictures. I like when they do actual drawings, but it is what it is. Red Sonja just wanted to take a breather between the perilous adventures of their Harkanian heroine, but heroine has been up the snow-covered mountains, blah 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 blah. She discovered a band of soldiers, most dead, the rest quickly bleeding out. They tell her of a fabled vicious mermaid that watches over the captivating and valuable Pearl. With the promises of gold and glory, Sonja sets out to take on this foe. And there isn't any bright, cartoony mermaid. Will she be able to survive this deadly underwater battle? And could there be more to the Pearl than this shiny visage lets on? I hope this isn't a one-shot, but it is $15, so it's going to be a little bit of a oof. Ultimate Red Sonja fans, I do recommend it to you, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one. Hopefully. It sounds good enough. I am one of the Ultimate Red Sonja fans, so... Yeah, this Roll20, he designed it himself, so you don't have to go. You don't use the D&D mechanics or anything, and it's all his own. We mostly use like the handouts that we have, and we use like the rolling system. That's all we really use on there, and some of the handout stuff. Rick and Morty, I don't like Rick and Morty comic books, so I'm never going to recommend them again. They were funny the first time, but then it gets very repetitive and very annoying. I think I grew out of it. It's weird. Cinderella versus Queen of Hearts, issue number 2 by Zenescope. I do recommend this one if you like the pinup thing. I don't think it's going to come out with the trade paperback, so you're going to have to get all 3 comics, but yeah, it's really good. Same with this one, Man Goat versus Bunny Man, the 2023 special. This one, they do come out with trade paperbacks though, and these ones are hilarious. It's basically the few times that Zenescope doesn't have like a female-centered character, they do it really well. Basically, they have this really crazy sexual degenerates that go around saving the world, basically slaving the world and hooking up with girls at the same time. It's pure comedy, pure fun, and a lot of gruesome deaths in this one. Yeah, Rick and Morty should have. I don't know. It's kind of like those comedies just end up turning dry. Like Family Guy, even The Simpsons. The Simpsons is in a stoop. Just they get this hype, and then the hype ends, and then we got the few diehard fans that stick around and keep it going longer than it needs to. I don't know if these ones are gonna come up at my shop, but I am gonna recommend Nights at the Dinner's Table. It's a good old-fashioned Sunday comics type thing, but they have a lot of mature themes, and it's basically like a D&D campaign, and with the Sunday morning cartoon style. Ahoy Comics, The Gimmick. This one's raunchy comedy with just with a certain flair to it that's just, it's pretty distinguished, unique to Ahoy Comics. They got this style of art too, where it's really classic style comic look. So yeah, this one, if you like comedy, this one's for you. Excuse my stuttering there. These ones don't show up. Junction Jones, The Corduroy Conspiracy. I got issue number 1 of that. I recommended it last time, but it was garbage, so sorry about that. And Manga Z, this Ninja High School, Manga Z, those ones come out in my comic book shop, and this one's an old school one. It's a little furry-esque, but I don't know. It's if you like anime, you might like this one. I'll recommend it. Manga Z, this one's a lot more mature, and it's got a lot better stories. So I recommend this one, and they're shorter stories. Oswald the Star Chaser. This one's good if you want to get your teens into comic books, but it's not good for adults. One Piece is coming out. Spy Family and Blue Lock all came out with comic book or chapters this week, so make sure to pick those up when you get the chance. And that's gonna do it here for today. That's gonna do it here for today. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'll talk with Kurtzes for a little bit, But yeah, Rick and Morty got ruined, man. Um, Probably adapt a D&D campaign into a con. Oh yeah, there's actually D&D comic books that come out too. Uh, I have two that, or one that I'm reading right now. Dungeons and Dragons Saturday Morning Adventures. This one came out not too long ago, and this one is more like a campaign centered thing where it's like 6 kids, and they're all basically, it's like they're role playing their comic book game. The actual Dungeons and Dragons ones has like the characters from some of the books and stuff. Let me see, like Ravenloft. See, this like a vampire story, and they just use like the creatures, the methods, the spells, and stuff like that to describe a story. Dark Sun. I don't know. Let's see. No, I don't see any Dark Sun in this one. But yeah, they have Ravenloft. What? There's another one. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I've never played a Dungeons and Dragons like actual game. I've only played my friend's game before. I don't know. Let me see. Labyrinth of Madness. There was another one that I just read. It was Mind Flayer. Something like that. It was like the Mind Flayer. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I get it. Let me show you. Opus. This is one of the ones that I was trying to talk about. Frank Frazetta. Death Dealer. There we go. Death Dealer. This one right here, you'll really like. This Frank Frazetta, he has this character called Death Dealer, and he goes around and deals death. But I think he has an innate sense of justice when he does it. He's like one of those anti-heroes. He goes around killing dark sorcerers and stuff like that. Yeah, this guy is really cool. I've gotten a couple of their stories, but I never got the chance to finish it. The comic book shop that I get is very shifty with buying all the issues for some reason. He doesn't like buying at least 2 or 3 of each. Let me see if I can bring up the Opus. Yeah, they do stuff like Deathgasm, Dawn Attack. This one was a good one that came out. Hammerfall. They have Hammerfall. That one's coming out soon. I can't read it. Frazetta-verse. So they're gonna make a Frazetta-verse. Yeah, villain stories are really cool too. Dawn Attack. This one you have like the unicorns and the Valkyrie helmets and the guns. This one's just like this one's mature. It's got the mature ratings, and the Dynamite Entertainment one is more like the teenage ratings. So that's the difference between Opus and Dynamite. You'll see that this one deals a lot more blood and nudity and stuff like that. On the other hand, Dynamite will get really close with the nudity. They'll get really crazy with the blood, but they're basically the same thing but without nudity. So yeah. It's not what I meant. It's but like they're both good. I'm just letting you know what to expect. This one's gonna have everything censored, and the other one's not. Alright, Secrets. I gotta take off. I gotta go pick up my wife. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it, man. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.